Hello, my Libras. Welcome back, you guys. All right. Shall we embark on this little journey and see what we get? Oh my, Libras. Well, so I only read these cards in the upright and they interact with each other. The only thing that's important is what order they came out in. So we actually have someone coming in to present an offer of loyalty. You notice this puppy walks in, and the puppy represents this is kind of a newer fresh start or a budding romance, but the puppy is coming in and he's bringing the leash saying, I would like to be yours. I would like to be with you. I am offering my loyalty to you. I'm the one presenting the leash saying, I would like to be a part of this household and have this as my zip code. Maybe this is somebody who wants to move in with somebody. They're showing up and they're saying, I would like to be a part of your world. And this is very specific. Like, this is somebody offering their foreverness. Card number 18. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow will be significant. Tomorrow is June 18th. This is possibly, it's an engagement ring. Now, the thing is, this is a ruby ring, and in olden times, they would sometimes, when they were building a new structure or building our house, they would put a ruby ring in the foundation because it was believed to bring good luck and prosperity. So this can be, again, it's like both of these cards come with a promise of loyalty, a promise of prosperity, but this can also be literally someone who is coming in to say, I really want to be a part of your world. And now I'm also asking you to be a part of mine, because if this is somebody giving an engagement ring, this is somebody saying, and I want you to be mine. This is wild, because it's like on the 18th, somebody comes in to say, I want to be loyal to you. And on the 25th, they're proposing, like, and will you be mine? That's a lot to happen in the span of 8 days, right? But why not? Why not? We have the Moon card. The Moon is lonely. The Moon card represents someone who is, the Moon illuminates things, yes, but in this deck, it represents someone who is extremely alluring, extremely sensual. This is like a siren. This is like from the old-fashioned movie screen. By the way, the fact that two cards that both represent like some old-fashioned like traditions, values, or old-fashioned like throwback. Somebody could have a fashion sense of like an classic like 1940s movie style, or like a masculine who tends to, like, maybe somebody even has like a more old-fashioned haircut or something. I'm picturing like a masculine who is like, there's something about, like, I don't know, my mind is stuck on, like the 1930s and 40s, that kind of look, that kind of era. Or like this, this card is associated like with the Marilyn Monroes, the a little bit of like a silver screen vixen. But in reality, they always seem to be alone. They don't know, or they even if they're admired by many, they're not interacting with many. And in fact, the Moon is always wishing that they could be one of the many, 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 many stars in the night sky, not realizing that the Moon is actually more precious and more rare, because the stars are so many, but the Moon is just, well, Earth only has one. And everybody on Earth, you ask them, where's the Moon? They know where it is. If you ask somebody, where's, I don't know, Deneb, they're not going to know where that is in the night sky, right? No, people don't usually know, or Altair, like, people don't know where exactly the different, stars are, unless you've taken some astronomy courses, but everybody can point to the Moon. So they're actually extremely seen, but they don't know it. So whoever is being proposed to here, it's a person who does not realize that this was coming. This is somebody who has felt alone. This is somebody who has been out there on their own for possibly a long time, but that's why it's time for their their life to change, their awareness to change, for things to change for them. This is the clock. It's a cuckoo clock, no less. So, things have been cuckoo, things have been crazy. It's seemed like the thing is, this is like a gigantic, like all the bells and whistles. This is going to be a loud cuckoo clock. This is going to be like, holy smokes, the time is here for this person. Also, by the way, we have all ascending numbers. So we have card 18, card 25, card is at 32, and then 37. So we actually are seeing ascension in this storyline as well. We're seeing things in somebody's life rev up. Tell me about the timing aspect of all this. This might have been at a moment where this person had felt particularly like, I'm just not seen. I'm always alone. Sorry, that wasn't a big shuffle. I started talking with my hands and I didn't do a proper shuffle because sometimes I get very busy. So if this person, it's time. It is time for this person to finally have real happiness and for their life to take a different course. I do really feel like this person, there's an obstacle here because we have the mountain, okay? But it's time for their life to change. But I think that this comes out of almost nowhere for them. I think that this person had been in this mindset, well, that's not going to happen for me, right? Of course not. That wouldn't happen for me. Also, this compass, if you look closely, the sun is in the center of it. It's actually time for this person to be happy. So they go from the moon to the sun. Also, the moon and the sun represent the masculine and feminine. So the moon is a female and the masculine is the sun. This could represent that a strong masculine has actually set their course to come toward this female moon at a time in her life where she thinks, of course, this is never happening for me. The thing is, we got to get to it is the time for this. It is time for this character to experience this amazing turn of events. It's time for their life to change. But why then do we have the mountain? Because the mountain represents obstacles. It does not mean that the obstacles are something that we can't, surmount. But also, I will say this, I said all of our cards keep ascending. So we went from card 37 with the clock to card 42 with the compass. But now we descend to card 21. So there's our blockage, right? Everything's been going up, up, up. Things keep getting better. The timing is coming into play. Somebody is like, I had no idea I was even seen. I didn't know someone was thinking about me in this context. And then it's like, but the blockage. Why the blockage? Ooh, the mask, card number 40. So hold on. This storyline, we got to change decks here. This storyline has an element of somebody is here to offer themselves heart and soul to an individual who did not see it coming. They also are here to ask this person to marry them. They also are here to say, okay, now I'm setting my course to be with you, right? It's time that I set this course to be with you. But there is a problem because there's something that has been, unfortunately, hidden. Somebody's been wearing a mask. We do see 3 faces here. This could be someone who has made a decision to come forward and offer their life, their love, and everything to this character, but somebody here has an issue that it's not been revealed yet. What is this issue? Is this that someone has to then go back and end something with somebody else? Is this, we have the High Priest. We have the 2 of Pentacles. The High Priest in any other deck would be, this is Taurus energy. This is the Hierophant in any other deck. Is it that the obstacle is they're proposing to the person that they love, but have they not informed like their family, their people, that this is a person I'm going to love and the person I'm going to marry? Is that what this is about? So they've set their course. This is like, we're together. We're going to plan this life together. Um, but then there is this obstacle that they've been hiding the fact that maybe their family was not keen on this. And they're like, well, the family's going to have to get used to it because I'm marrying this person. They are the key that unlocks my heart, and I am the key that unlocks, theirs. But we've got something that they haven't said to. It's like they need to explain things to possibly two individuals. That sound like, is it a mother, father that they haven't explained? Hey, I just went to go see that person that I love and I asked him to marry me. Tell me about the moon individual. Tell me about the person represented by the moon. A King of Cups. The moon has been lonely. The moon could be someone who is, and the sun. Wow. Okay, well, first off, if the moon had been lonely and now they have this King of Cups coming in, I mean, this could give them so much happiness to finally feel that love, to finally feel all that emotional outpouring. Again, it's not like they knew that this was coming, but we begin the story with somebody who's coming in with loyalty and an offer of commitment. Tell me about that person. Page of Swords. Oh, somebody's been spying on our moon for a while. Okay, so the person who's coming in with this offer, they've been watching and biding their time for a very long time. But that Page of Swords, that's spying, that's what. Oh, and Temperance. They've been trying to get things organized, either their thoughts organized, or think that this is now the right time. I can finally come toward this person. I've been watching, I've been waiting for just the right moment when I can come in and I can say, I'm offering myself to you and I want to ask you to be with me. Tell me specifically about just that card number 25 with the engagement ring on it. We have got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person has been waiting and watching the moon for a very long time to decide when they can come in to offer their love and then their loyalty, but then to also say, and will you accept this commitment? So we couldn't get any clearer message here. This is what this person wants to offer. No wonder the moon is suddenly, there's the sun, right? I said it's like the moon it represents a feminine energy, but also a lonely energy in this card, even though this is somebody who could be, maybe they watch her on screen. Maybe they see her on screen somehow. Or they see her publicly, or they see her in some format. Because I said, this is like a silver screen vixen or something, but someone who a lot of people see her, but she doesn't see others. So this could be somebody who's like, they work as like a presenter, or they work in a company, or they work in some industry where, heck, they could be on screen, they could be an actress, they could be in movies, they could be a performer, and they could watch this person's social media. This person could have a big social media presence. Whatever it is, they are heavily watched by many, but in particular this person has been biding their time, watching, getting things as balanced as humanly possible, so then they could come in and make this offer. Well, that's the moment where the moon receives this offer, a huge emotional offer from, in this case, the sun, which is the masculine. And we see strong masculine energy coming toward the moon, which is this individual, right? This person who's coming toward them. Tell me about the timing. Why was this the right time? What is it about card 37? Page of Cups. They were waiting until they thought that either the moon would be willing to accept a new fresh start with them, or be willing to start in general with them, or be willing to accept an apology. Tell me again about that. Why is it just now that they can either make the apology, or just now that, well, we have a 10 of Pentacles, but it didn't really fall out. It just landed on top. Hold on. That's going back in. If it's going to come out, it'll come out, but that's not a fair shuffle. 9 of Cups in the reverse. There is something here about, why was the timing right? Well, the timing was right to come in to give some kind of an apology, but they might have been watching and even sensing the moon's loneliness and saying, the moon is not happy. I watch them and I see something in them that is shifted. I see that there's a space in them, and I want them to know how important they are to me. I want them to know that I love them. I don't see the moon looking so happy right now. It's time that I step up and I actually tell the moon how I feel about them. So there was something here where there's an element of that loneliness that they really saw and they really felt, and that prompts them to step up. Tell me about that compass, card 42. Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is, again, this was the sun that we saw in the middle of that compass. So we have confident direction that this person is taking, and they're not stressed about it at all. Somebody feels like this is so right, coming toward the moon, telling them how I feel, telling them that this is where my heart is. I feel so right about this. This is not a question mark for me at all. All right, then let's go back to that obstacle card, the card of the mountain, and describe that a little more, because we still have too many. Hold on, just one at a time, please. Not 70. I can't read 70 cards at once. Tell me about card 21. Oh man, we're still gonna get a bunch all at once. Okay, it's only 4. We'll keep it. We have a 9 of Pentacles in the upright. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, but we have the Ace of Cups upright, and we have the Queen of Cups. So the obstacle here is that this person, they are making a huge offer, right? But the obstacle is, although they are single, they have a certain amount of abundance, but it might only be enough for them. And there is still some kind of issue here. The blockage, I hate to say it this way, but the blockage could have to do with the fact that they just barely got single. They just barely got themselves, scraped their money together and just barely got back on their feet. So it's like other things that need to pave the way for this to flow easier. It's not quite there. But the thing is, they have so much love for this queen. They want to be in this union with this queen, even though an obstacle could be, do they have the money to do this? Do they have, if these two are at a distance, and they must be because we saw that compass, do they have the money to be able to travel to get to her? The truth of it is they may barely have enough money to be a single individual and pay their own bills, much less be able to travel right now. Travel's freaking expensive. So this could be a situation where it's like, this is a blockage, but the amount of love that I have, I still have to do this. It's like the intricacies of how is this all going to work? That part's not worked out. The only thing that they know is, I've got to come towards you. I need to do this now because my heart is here and I want us to be a matched pair. We have a King and a Queen of Cups. There's so much love here. There's so much emotion. All right, let's go back over to the mask. This is somebody who wants to marry this person. We have Justice in the reverse. This is things that are wrong being made right. This is bringing fairness into a situation. But again, the mask talks about hiding something. The Chariot in the reverse. Somebody is still, they have a lot to work out. They have a lot of things to still sort out and figure out. And it has something still to do with travel. I really feel like this has a little bit more to do with finances. But things are going to be made right, almost in the sense that I feel like this person, the person that I'll call the sun, is coming toward the moon because I don't think they could hold back anymore. They have to say how they feel. So they're coming toward the moon, this kind of lonely person, and they love this person deeply and dearly. And everything in their life is not roses. It's not ironed out. It's not perfect. This feels like it's a relationship that has some distance involved. And they haven't explained, they haven't even figured out necessarily how this is all going to work. But they haven't explained, the big thing here was, I love this person. Are there hurdles still to how are we going to cohabitate? How am I going to have enough money to see them? Or how am I going to have enough money to move to be with them? How is that going to work? Maybe somebody even needs to ask someone else for help, financial help, a mother or father, and they haven't. Maybe they did ask a mother or father for some financial help and they didn't admit what it was for. But in their mind, it's like, yeah, but it's only fair that I did it that way because they probably wouldn't have loaned me the money otherwise. They may not be supportive of this, but this is the person I'm going to marry, and they're going to have to get used to it. Or there's something here about maybe they're juggling money, like they don't really have it, but they're putting it on a credit card. The mask is, there is something that's not exactly what it seems to be, but somehow, even though somebody is not explaining everything exactly, there is this element of, yeah, but this is still right. It's still right to go ahead and do this, because if I didn't do this, I can't move forward, and I have to move forward because this is the person that I'm going to marry. I'm still confused. What is this about? I can't quite get a clear picture on it. It's High Priestess. Well, it's because it's hidden. There's a lot of intuitive energy here. There's a lot of I gotta say, because she represents the moon as well, I almost feel like they have not explained everything to her about like their situation, about the problems that they still have in their life. Whoever this is, could be a Libra, could be Cancerian, could be Taurus, but wherever the problems are in somebody's life right now, they haven't. We also have Sag and we also have Leo in here. But they haven't explained what their life is like. They just first came in to say, I love you and I want to be with you. Will you have me? So they made these, like, this was the important part. That's why they led with that. Now, the intricacies of the difficulties of whatever they're going through in their life, financially, or, problems that still have to be worked through about how do we live together? How do we cohabitate? How do we get married? It's almost like there's a certain amount where she already knows that there's a lot more that needs to be worked through. There's a lot of those details. Maybe she senses this person has money issues, but they're still coming in first with this love offer, even though they don't have it all worked out about how everything's going to, how is this going to shake out? She knows that there's more to this right now. We have a King of Swords, and we have a Death card in the reverse. She also knows that we're going to get to the answers and all of the intricacies of what needs to be fixed. That's the stuff that we're going to work on. But we're going to work on that stuff together. We're going to talk that stuff through. There's a lot more that needs to be said, yes. But the important part first was this. I am yours and you are mine. I think that it's one of those things where it's not like it was the right time necessarily for the sun to come in and make the offer to the moon, but it was the right time for the moon to receive this offer, if that makes sense. So this person went ahead and they did it because they said, no, they need to know how I feel about them. They need to know that they're loved. My life isn't roses. It isn't well worked out. I don't even know how we're going to make this thing work, but I need to say how I feel. And then we can work through other things after that. So it kind of feels like, I don't want to say somebody jumped the gun, because I actually think with that clock that we saw, it was time. Even though it was like crazy, because things are crazy. It's a cuckoo clock. But you know what? Life is crazy. And if we wait for the right time for everything in life, is it ever right? So I think that's the attitude of this person. They're like, it's the right time to tell somebody that I love them, that I want to be with them, and that these are my intentions with them. And everything else that's still hard, we just got to work through that one chunk at a time, and we'll get to all those conversations. And there are conversations that have to be discussed, particularly about, okay, how do I see you? How do we cohabitate? How do we get to this marriage? Because I want to marry you. Where are we living? I don't know. I don't even have a place that I've bought yet, or I don't even know where I live yet. There's so much to work through here, but they work through it together. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you enjoy my storytelling, as always, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. I'm not a psychic. I wish I had that gift, but I don't. I just read stories as I see them, and hopefully there's always something entertaining or something thought-provoking about them. So thanks for hanging out with me, and thank you for liking this video. Mwah. Bye. Lots of love.